Hey everyone, Ben Coomber Radio, episode number 202. Now, as promised, this is a shorter Monday show. I'll only take up 5 or 10 minutes of your time to give you some quick little bit of knowledge. Now, I've got a question that's been sent in. In fact, I've got many questions. If you want to send a question into the podcast, email bencoomber@gmail.com with the subject line podcast, and you may get it answered on the show. Now, today, I've got a question from Jeff, who's previously written into the show. We've got a little update and a question. He says, "Hi Ben, I emailed you in January about improving my strength and also cardiovascular fitness ahead of my college soccer season. Since then, during our spring training, I've learned I'm the strongest by body weight in our team of 23, and my confidence has really been high because of this. My question is mostly diet related now, as I know more or less what I need to do in terms of training between now and August. I've been reading about carb cycling lately, and so many people recommend it that I think it must be a good idea. However, the only real need I have for fat loss is trimming off the little bit of extra I'll be carrying around in July. So I'd only need a fat loss period of around 6 weeks. With the amount of running, actually playing football and strength training I have to do, is it smart to follow a plan like so? Day 1. 3 meals with carbs from a list of healthy sources. Day 2, 2 meals with carbs. Day 3, 1 meal with carbs. Day 4, 0 meals with carbs." Now, I'm assuming by Jeff's question he means that the rest of his daily meals have no carbs and kind of a more veggie sort of based. It's either that or day 4 is not eating anything at all. He then goes on to say, "Or is this something more intended for bodybuilders / people training for physique? I can't quite find a good answer, and I'm worried dropping my intake so low on day 3 or 4 would really hurt my recovery." Well, Jeff, the thing is going to hurt your recovery, and that's a simple fact. Now, you are an athlete, and I talked about this in a previous short podcast. If you're an athlete and you're an individual that wants performance, then you've got to fuel the beast, and you've got to pick the most appropriate time in the season to lose weight, otherwise you're going to inhibit performance. I'm now coming in to pre-season. We've started. Now for me is performance. I need to perform. I need to adapt. If I don't eat enough, I'm going to risk the chances of not being able to adapt effectively. The thing is, with an athlete, we always need to have carbs in the tank, and if you're on a diet, there's even a greater need for carbohydrates. Now, you're going to lose body fat if you're in a calorie deficit and your protein is decent and consistent. So I wouldn't really worry about carbohydrate cycling. You're going to naturally carbohydrate cycle anyway. Like on a Tuesday and a Thursday, I eat carbs with most of my daily meals because I tend to train twice a day on a Tuesday and a Thursday now. And I just make sure I have appropriate deload periods more often now because I want to train really hard through some periods, so that means I've got to rest hard. So I might train really hard for 2.5 weeks and then have a good like 4 solid days off where I just rest and recuperate. And you need that. You've got to plan that stuff in. So for you, I wouldn't do this. Bodybuilders tend to do this carb cycling technique because it has some perceived benefit in terms of thyroid function and maintaining metabolic rate on a diet. Now, you're only going on a diet for 6 weeks, so I wouldn't really worry about it. Could you carb cycle? You could. I just don't think you should. If you really want to lose fat in this period of time, then just eat about 5% less calories a day. Because if you go any more, you're going to start risking losing performance. A traditional calorie deficit is around 10%. You could go that low, but you're going to risk recovery, risk performance. So we've got to be careful what we listen to in health and fitness. There is a million and one diet concepts, but the problem is its application. And for a huge amount of people, sticking to a well-balanced diet with protein in it, mixture of fats and carbohydrates, plenty of fruits and vegetables, adequate fiber, you're gonna be on the right track. And we then manipulate this for whether you're trying to maintain your weight, lose your weight, or gain your weight. And that is the simple element of nutrition that a lot of people need to grasp. So for you, I wouldn't personally do it in the context of what you're looking at. Also, if you then try and get really lean, you say you only want to trim a little bit off. Now, I don't know how lean you are. Now, for the benefit of people watching this on video, I'll whip up my top. So that's how lean I am. You can kind of see like most of my abs and stuff. You know, I can't really go any leaner than that and maintain performance. I struggle. You don't have as much energy reserves. You don't have as much resistance to impact. Now, I play rugby. If I got really lean, you're going to feel the impacts even more. So you've got to be happy that you can maintain something, and the body always has this kind of slight equilibrium set point. My body doesn't really like going any leaner than I am anyway. Perhaps it's, I don't know, perhaps it's my body telling me, Ben, you know, we don't really want you to go leaner, so we're going to make it hard for you to lose weight. It's not to say that I can't lose weight. My body just does it quite slowly from this point onwards, which it will in any context. And if you ask a bodybuilder how long it takes to get from kind of 10% to 4%, you know, it is a lot longer because the body is resistant to losing that body fat. It's kind of essential body fat. So you've got to be careful how lean you want to get. Also, the other side of this is how much muscle mass you have. Like, when I was 10.5, 11 stone, I looked crap when I was lean because I didn't have enough muscle mass to look, you know, like an athlete. Now I'm 13.5 stone. I can be at, you know, 12% body fat and still look pretty decent because I've got a lot more muscle mass on me. So I don't know how muscular you are, Jeff, but, you know, it might be that for you to have, you know, that athletic look, you do need to go through periods of building muscle so that you know, even you can have a higher body fat percentage and still look good with your top off and feel good. And that's the key benefit that I've had building muscle, is that I can maintain a higher body fat percentage and I'm still happy in my skin. We're all looking good and, you know, things are decent. So that's today's question. I think there's some really good takeaway points from there. Nice, short and sweet. That's been episode 202. Next week will be episode 203. I will have Alex Manos on the show, who teaches with us on the Body Type Nutrition Academy. Very, very intelligent guy. We're going to be talking about adrenal fatigue and adrenal fatigue syndrome. We then move on to talk about the gut microbiome, bacteria, how it affects many levels of health, the input of emotion and emotional stability on your overall health and the immune system. So it's going to be a fascinating episode, so tune in. Talking of education, if you're someone watching this and you want to become better educated in the field of nutrition, check out the Body Type Nutrition Academy. You can text 67076 if you're on the move and you want to find out more, or just Google Body Type Nutrition Academy. Our Foundation Academy is starting in August the 1st, and our Practical and New Advanced Academy will be starting in October the 1st. For any of my other resources, check out bencoomber.com. I've got books, interviews, videos, all sorts of stuff. Loads for free. Some of it are paid. Enjoy it. Learn some cool stuff. That's been episode 202. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please share it with a friend. Spread the message. Spread the love. Be awesome. I'll speak to you all soon. Ciao. Hey everyone, Ben Coomber Radio, episode number 201. How about that? Rachel, 201. Last week was episode 200. I was on my own.